Cruise ships look like the perfect vacation, but there are things adults do on board that can quietly ruin the entire experience or even get you kicked off. Some of these are embarrassing, some are expensive, and one mistake almost nobody sees coming. Let's get into it. This is based on real cruise experiences, hidden rules, and what frequent cruisers consistently do differently. Subscribe if you want cruise tips most people only learn the hard way. 1. Your balcony isn't actually private. That private balcony feels like your own little escape at sea, but it's not as private as most people think. The design of cruise ship balconies creates small visibility gaps that are easy to overlook. The divider between cabins doesn't always go all the way up or fully seal the sides, and depending on the angle, someone next door can catch a glimpse without even trying. Then there's the glass railing. During the day, it can reflect like a mirror, but at certain angles, especially when the lighting shifts, it becomes surprisingly see-through. That means someone sitting a few balconies away could see more than you expect. Even worse, people above you looking down from higher decks can often see directly into your space. A lot of passengers assume that because it feels private, it is private. That's where people get caught off guard. What seems like a quiet, hidden moment can easily turn into an awkward situation if someone steps outside at the wrong time. Before you fully relax out there, take a second to check your surroundings. Look up, look next door, and pay attention to reflections. Because on a cruise ship, privacy isn't just about space, it's about visibility. People assume privacy until it's too late. 2. You're being watched more than you think. Cruise ships may feel like a carefree vacation environment, but behind the scenes, they're highly monitored spaces. Nearly every public area on the ship is covered by cameras, pool decks, hallways, elevators, bars, and even some outdoor walkways. At first, you might not notice them, but once you do, you start realizing just how many there are. These cameras aren't there for decoration. They're used for safety, security, and incident tracking. That means if something happens, whether it's a complaint, an accident, or unusual behavior, there's a very good chance it's been recorded. What catches people off guard is how easy it is to assume you've found a quiet, unnoticed spot. Maybe it's a late-night corner of the deck or a less crowded area of the ship. It feels private in the moment, but chances are it's still within view of a camera or crew monitoring system. This doesn't mean you need to feel uncomfortable. It just means you should stay aware. Cruise ships are controlled environments, and part of that control comes from constant visibility. So if something feels hidden or out of sight, don't rely on that assumption. If something feels hidden, it probably isn't. 3. Your cabin isn't fully yours. When you step into your cabin, it feels like your personal space for the entire trip. And in many ways, it is, but it's important to understand that it's not completely private or fully under your control. Your room steward will enter your cabin daily, often more than once, to clean, restock, and prepare the space. This happens whether you're there or not, and it's a standard part of cruise service. Most of the time, it's seamless and respectful, but it does mean your cabin isn't entirely off-limits to others. Beyond that, cruise lines maintain authority over every room on board. In certain situations, such as safety concerns, rule violations, or complaints, they have the right to access and inspect cabins. It's not something that happens randomly, but it's built into the policies you agree to when you book your cruise. What surprises many passengers is this balance between comfort and control. The cabin feels like a hotel room, but it operates under a different set of rules. It's part of a larger system where safety and regulation come first. Understanding this doesn't take away from the experience. It just helps you avoid assumptions. This surprises almost everyone the first time. 4. Awkward encounters are inevitable. A cruise ship might feel big at first, but it doesn't take long to realize it's actually a very small world. You're sharing that space with the same group of people for days at a time, and that changes how social interactions play out. On land, if you have an awkward moment with someone, you can usually move on and never see them again. On a cruise, that's rarely the case. The same people show up at the buffet, the same faces pass you in the hallways, and you'll often run into familiar groups at shows, pools, and excursions. That means even small interactions can linger longer than expected. A brief misunderstanding, an uncomfortable conversation, or even just a strange first impression can follow you throughout the trip. It's not intentional. It's just the nature of a shared, enclosed environment. This doesn't mean you need to overthink every interaction. It just means being a little more aware goes a long way. Simple things like being polite, reading social cues, and keeping things respectful can make your entire experience smoother. Because once you're on board, there's no real reset button. That one awkward moment, it doesn't disappear. 5. Drink packages are designed to make you spend more. Drink packages sound like an easy win. Pay once, enjoy unlimited drinks, and relax without thinking about the bill. But the reality is a little more strategic than it seems. Cruise lines don't offer these packages out of generosity. They design them to maximize spending. Most packages come with built-in limits that many people don't fully understand. Some have daily drink caps, while others quietly control how often you can order. There's usually a short waiting period between drinks, which prevents you from ordering multiple at once. It may not seem like a big deal, but over time, it slows consumption and changes how much value you actually get. Then there's the psychological side. Once you've paid for the package, there's a strong urge to get your money's worth. That often leads to ordering drinks you wouldn't normally have, simply because they feel included. What started as a way to save money can easily turn into overconsumption and not necessarily more enjoyment. The key is understanding how you actually drink. If your habits don't align with the structure of the package, it may not be the deal it appears to be. They're not losing money, you are. 6. Duty-free isn't a steal. The duty-free shop on a cruise ship has a way of making everything feel like a bargain. No taxes, exclusive selections, and shelves lined with popular brands. It creates the impression that you're getting a deal you won't find anywhere else. But that's not always the case. One of the biggest tricks is the size difference. Many bottles sold on cruise ships are larger than standard retail sizes. For example, you might see a 1-liter bottle priced similarly to a smaller bottle back home. At first glance, it feels like extra value. But when you break it down, the price per unit often ends up being very close to what you'd normally pay, or sometimes even higher. There's also the vacation mindset. When people are relaxed and enjoying themselves, they're more likely to spend without comparing prices. The environment itself encourages quick decisions, especially when items are framed as limited or exclusive. That doesn't mean there are never good deals. It just means they're not guaranteed. Taking a moment to think before buying can make a big difference. It feels like a deal, but usually isn't. 7. The biggest first-day money mistake. Embarkation day is one of the most overlooked parts of a cruise and also one of the most important. Most people board the ship excited but unprepared, and that leads to a simple mistake. They waste valuable time without realizing it. The first few hours on board set the tone for the entire trip. This is when reservations open, popular activities fill up, and key experiences become limited. But instead of taking advantage of that window, many passengers head straight to crowded buffets, wander aimlessly, or wait for their cabins to be ready. By the time they start planning, the best options are already gone. This doesn't just affect convenience, it can cost money. Missing out on included activities often pushes people toward paid alternatives later in the trip. What could have been free ends up becoming an extra expense. A smarter approach is to treat the first day as a strategy window. Explore the ship early, make reservations, and lock in anything that might sell out. A little planning up front can save both time and money later. Most people lose hours and don't even realize it. 8. The hidden perks most people never ask for. One of the most overlooked aspects of cruising is how many perks are available, but only if you ask. Cruise lines offer a range of upgrades, extras, and small benefits that don't always get advertised clearly. As a result, many passengers miss out simply because they assume what they see is all they get. Sometimes it's as simple as asking about available upgrades. If the ship isn't fully booked, there may be opportunities to move to a better cabin for a reduced cost. Other times, it could be small extras like complimentary items, dining adjustments, or access to certain amenities that staff can provide at their discretion. The key factor is approach. Being polite, respectful, and timing your request well can make a noticeable difference. Staff members are more likely to go the extra mile for passengers who are easy to deal with and appreciative. Not every request will be granted, but the potential upside is worth the effort. Many experienced cruisers make a habit of asking, not expecting, just asking, and over time, those small wins add up. Sometimes all it takes is asking. 9. One item can end your vacation instantly. Cruise ships may feel relaxed and carefree, but when it comes to rules, enforcement is far stricter than most people expect. Every passenger goes through a security process before boarding, and certain items are completely prohibited, no exceptions. What catches people off guard is how seriously these rules are taken. It doesn't matter if something is legal where you live or commonly accepted elsewhere. Cruise lines operate under their own policies, often aligned with international and federal regulations, and they enforce them consistently. Security screenings aren't just for show. Bags are scanned, and in many cases, additional measures are used to detect restricted items. If something prohibited is found, the consequences can escalate quickly. At best, the item is confiscated. At worst, you could be denied boarding or removed from the ship entirely. The mistake many people make is assuming they won't be checked closely or that small items will go unnoticed. That assumption is what leads to problems. Cruise lines have seen it all before, and they're not lenient when it comes to violations. The safest approach is simple: know the rules before you pack and don't take chances. People think they'll get away with it until they don't. 10. Your behavior can get you flagged. On a cruise ship, your experience isn't shaped by just what you do. It's also influenced by how you're perceived. While most passengers focus on enjoying their trip, they don't realize that behavior can quietly affect how the crew interacts with them. Cruise staff are constantly observing, not in an intrusive way, but as part of maintaining order and service quality. If issues arise, such as repeated complaints, disruptive behavior, or conflicts with other passengers, those incidents don't just disappear. They can be noted and shared among staff when necessary. This doesn't mean you're being monitored at every moment, but patterns do stand out. Someone who is consistently respectful and easygoing is likely to have smoother interactions. On the other hand, passengers who create tension or draw negative attention may find that their experience becomes less accommodating over time. It's not about strict punishment, it's about how the system responds to behavior. Cruise environments rely heavily on cooperation, and staff tend to prioritize guests who contribute to that atmosphere. A little awareness goes a long way. The way you carry yourself can subtly shape your entire trip. Cruise staff talk, and it affects your experience. 11. The public versus private mistake. One of the easiest mistakes to make on a cruise ship is misjudging what counts as a private space. The layout of the ship can create areas that feel tucked away or out of sight, especially during quieter times of the day. But in reality, very few places on board are truly private. Passengers often assume that if a space isn't crowded, it must be hidden. A quiet corner of the deck, a less-used staircase, or an empty lounge late at night can give that impression. But these areas are still part of the ship's public environment. People pass through unexpectedly, staff move around regularly, and surveillance systems are often in place. The issue isn't just visibility, it's unpredictability. What feels like a private moment can change instantly when someone walks in or comes around a corner. That's where awkward situations happen, simply because the space was misunderstood. Understanding the difference between private and public areas helps avoid unnecessary problems. Cabins are your personal space, but once you step outside, you're in a shared environment, no matter how quiet it seems. What feels private often isn't. 12. Cruises are a social experiment. A cruise ship might look like a large, open environment, but socially, it behaves very differently from life on land. Once you're on board, you're part of a fixed group of people sharing the same space, the same schedules, and many of the same experiences. Over time, patterns start to form. You begin to recognize faces, notice routines, and unintentionally become part of a small, floating community. This changes how interactions feel. On land, you can walk away from a situation and likely never see those people again. On a cruise, that distance doesn't exist. The same individuals appear at breakfast, pass you in the hallway, sit near you at shows, and join the same excursions. Even brief encounters can repeat throughout the trip. That dynamic creates a kind of social feedback loop. Positive interactions tend to build familiarity and comfort, while awkward ones can feel more noticeable simply because they don't disappear. It's not dramatic, it's just consistent. Understanding this helps set expectations. Being aware, respectful, and relaxed in how you interact with others can shape your experience in subtle but meaningful ways. It's not a city, it's a bubble you can't escape. 13. Singles events are more powerful than you think. Most cruise ships quietly organize events designed for people traveling alone, but they're often overlooked. These gatherings are usually simple, set at a specific time and place, often in a lounge or bar, without much structure. Because of that, many passengers assume they're not worth attending. In reality, these events can be one of the easiest ways to meet people on board. Everyone who shows up is there for the same reason, to connect. That removes a lot of the hesitation that usually comes with starting conversations in unfamiliar settings. There's no need to guess who might be open to talking or worry about interrupting someone's plans. What makes these meetups effective is their simplicity. Without formal introductions or rigid formats, interactions tend to feel more natural. Conversations start casually, and from there, connections can develop organically. Whether it leads to friendships, shared activities, or just familiar faces around the ship, it adds a social layer that many passengers miss out on. The biggest barrier is often assumption. People skip these events thinking they won't matter, but they often do. Most people ignore this and miss out. 14. Timing your cruise changes everything. When planning a cruise, most people focus on the destination, the ship, or the itinerary. But one of the most important factors is often overlooked: timing. When you choose to travel can significantly shape the entire atmosphere on board. Cruise ships attract different crowds depending on the time of year. During school holidays, summer breaks, and major festive periods, ships tend to be busier and more family-oriented. The energy is lively, but also more crowded and fast-paced. Outside of those peak periods, the environment shifts. There are typically fewer children, quieter common areas, and a more relaxed overall vibe. This doesn't mean one is better than the other. It depends on what kind of experience you want. But many passengers don't realize how much this single decision affects everything from wait times to the type of activities available. Even onboard interactions can feel different depending on the crowd. Choosing the right timing allows you to align the cruise experience with your expectations, rather than adjusting after you arrive. When you go matters more than where you go. 15. The first 3 hours decide your entire cruise. The moment you step onto a cruise ship, the clock starts in a way most people don't notice. Those first few hours before the ship even leaves port quietly shape the rest of your experience. During this window, the ship is open, but not yet crowded in a predictable way. It's the only time when you can move around freely, explore key areas, and get familiar with the layout without pressure. Passengers who take advantage of this time tend to feel more comfortable and in control for the rest of the trip. It's also when many important bookings become available. Specialty dining, shows, and certain activities can fill up quickly, sometimes within the first day. Waiting until later often means limited options or missing out entirely. What could have been included in your plan turns into something unavailable or replaced with alternatives. Another common mistake is following the crowd. Many people head straight to the same areas, creating unnecessary congestion. Meanwhile, quieter spaces remain open and easy to access for those who take a different approach. Using those first hours intentionally, exploring, planning, and making early decisions can prevent a lot of frustration later. It's not about rushing, but about being aware of the opportunity. Most people don't realize this, but your cruise experience is decided before it even begins. Most people go on a cruise thinking it's simple, until they realize how many hidden rules and small mistakes can quietly affect the entire experience. Now you know what most passengers only figure out after it's already too late, and that knowledge can make the difference between an average trip and a smooth, stress-free one. If you want more cruise tips that most people never hear about, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss what could save your next trip. Watch the next video before your cruise. It could save your entire trip.